Here we are in St Prokovius Church in the little village of Stare Sedlo, south of Prague, about nearly 100 kilometers. This church is where the Vondraks were married in 1856, John and Anna. And as you can see, it's a beautiful little church. We entered back here. The church is obviously very little change from what it was, no doubt, 150 plus years ago. The confessionals are in the back, no doubt where our ancestors said confession. You enter into the church, it's got about a dozen small pews with kneelers, stations. The stations look to be also from the period. I believe John Vondrak was baptized here in 1838. The baptismal font is right here, and obviously original from the period where our ancestors were certainly baptized here. There are two side altars, a small pulpit, which is very old, as you can see. The church is in reasonably good shape despite the long suffering communist period. It has hardly been touched, it looks like, for a long time. The altar is most interesting, taken from the roots of a tree, the trunk and roots of a tree. It's a beautiful little altar. The stations of the cross run clear up here into the nave. On the art above the high altar is St Prokov, a very famous Czech saint. And then it appears to be the four apostles on either side of St Prokov. You can see the altar. This altar is very old. It's probably even 16th, 17th century or earlier. It suffered some damage. Wonderful little crucifix behind the altar. The consecration bells, no doubt rung. I would suspect that, no doubt, Jan went to church here many times. He probably even was an altar boy and assisted with these very bells. The vestry, sacristy, and the altar from which our relatives received the body and blood of Christ. In this little church, a glorious crucifix, right to the left of the nave, and the inviting, welcoming Christ here. Fantastic little organ. As far as I know, I'm the first Vondak descendant to make it here, and it is unbelievably impressive and humbling. But there's more.